Rocket League hasn't been in the best place in the past 6 months. Some might even say that it hasn't been in a good spot since Epic took over back in 2019. This seems like a bit of an overreaction, but there is some legitimacy to it, at least in these recent years. There have been decisions made that don't seem to be in the best interest for Rocket League, like the removal of trading. A lot of fans feel like Epic Games is using Rocket League to generate more players to Fortnite, which isn't far off since they are trying to become some sort of major gaming hub with its deal with Disney. It seems like we're reaching the point of no return, but I have one solution that might be the answer we're all looking for. Something that might get Epic Games to start listening to the huge community of players who have enjoyed this game for years. That answer? Competition. Rocket League needs a competitor. It needs another game to come into the market and take some of its player base. As it stands, Rocket League is a game like no other, which is one of the reasons millions of players play it, but it is also the reason that Epic Games can get away with doing very little to it. They aren't in any rush to make changes, then when they decide to make changes, they are wildly absurd because they know most people will continue to play the game since they have nowhere else to go. It's really sad to see because I was in the minority of people who really thought that the Epic acquisition would do wonders for the game, and time after time, I was proven wrong. Contrary to popular belief, the downfall wasn't exactly immediate once Epic took over. There was a grace period where things were really looking up for the game. Between seasons 1 through 6 of free-to-play, I'd argue Epic saw Rocket League as somewhat equal to its golden child, Fortnite. This can be proven if we look at the quality of trailers we received for those seasons. As you can see, these cinematic trailers definitely had a lot of thought and time put into them. I mean, look at this, it's a whole space battle just to show off the new car for the season. This is not to say the trailers that came after these seasons were bad, but there was a definite drop off in quality. We went from this to this. If we take a look at some of the trailers for Fortnite during this time, it seems like they were both getting the care that they deserved, but eventually Rocket League would be left in the dust. So you might say that the decline of Rocket League started in Season 7, but that isn't entirely true either. And when I say decline, I don't necessarily mean the game was dying, I just mean that this was the time when decisions started being made that were unfavorable toward the player base and more in favor for the business. The first true culprit of this was the removal of crates. Now, I understand they had a link to gambling, but this was the first true time a decision was made that heavily impacted the Rocket League community. And not only that, it impacted arguably the biggest face of Rocket League at that time, John Sandman. Regardless of your opinion of him, he was bringing a lot of eyes to the game, being the first Rocket League YouTuber who hit 1 million subscribers. But ever since the removal of crates, his channel hasn't been the same. What sucks about the whole situation is that the removal of crates could have been on their radar for a while before Epic bought them out, but because it came out after the acquisition, it made it look very bad. Like Epic was here specifically to change things up to help themselves out rather than the players. So you had the removal of crates, then came the release of Rocket League Sideswipe, a mobile game that took away, if even a little, focus from the main development over at Rocket League. But to be fair, it did manage to generate a solid community of players for a little while, and as far as I know, the game really wasn't monetized. Then the quality of trailers started to drop around the release of Season 7. There were some ray of sunshines in there, like the addition of gold variants of cars, the release of the Honda Civic, and who could forget some of the best gold explosions in the Rocket Pass to date, Brimstone and Ice Age. We finally make it to 2023, where another huge blow was done to the game, with the release of Unreal Engine for Fortnite. Yet again, my naive self believed that this could really be good for Rocket League. Unfortunately, like the name suggests, this really only benefited Fortnite. 2023 wasn't done yet. By the end of the year, we would soon find out the secret project they had been working on was for a game mode released inside of Fortnite, and that the community would be losing one of its core features for that game mode. This year, Epic Games will have been the overseer of Rocket League for 5 years, and for 5 years, they have produced a lot of things nobody's asked for. It's depressing to see a game that you care about so much be corrupted by game companies that are looking for the next quick buck. Which leads me to believe the only saving grace at this point in time is someone stepping up and challenging the big dog. Competitors have proven countless times that it can benefit both businesses. Look at McDonald's and Burger King, or Coke and Pepsi. These companies were competing for the same audience, which led to new discoveries and at times better products. In gaming, it's no different. You can argue that Call of Duty would not be where it is today without Halo and vice versa. This is even evident with Epic Games' golden child, Fortnite. Once Fortnite's Battle Royale mode came out in 2017, it had a chokehold on the Battle Royale scene. Up until the beginning of 2019, when a game known as Apex Legends came out of nowhere. Besides its unique 3-squad and character-specific gameplay, one of its most enjoyed mechanics was its reboot system. A feature many players were asking for in Fortnite, but it never came until April 2019, just a few months after the release of Apex Legends, did we see the reboot van added into Fortnite. Now, I'm not saying there has to be a game that completely copycats Rocket League, but something that recreates the feeling of Rocket League. I have no clue what that is or what can accomplish that, but someone out there has some idea that can really turn the tides on Epic Games. I feel like if this game comes out with some sort of community feature like map creation or game mode creation, it almost guarantees that Epic will have to introduce a similar feature inside of Rocket League soon after. To be honest, the game doesn't have to be some major success, just something big enough that can get the ball moving over at Epic Games. You have to remember, Rocket League was a game brought up by its community of players, where the developers were actively involved with that community. It wasn't the work of some big fancy stakeholder who wanted to make the game more profitable. It was the community and developers working in tandem to create such a special game for so many people. What do you guys think? Is there any hope for Rocket League to turn things around? Let me know in the comments below, and if you made it this far, congratulations, you've earned 75 XP coins. Hope you enjoyed the experience, and remember to keep leveling up.